Yo, what is up, everyone? This is the Cloud9 Podcast Season 2, Episode 18. So, yeah, the competitive League of Legends season has now began for 2022. The only region I haven't actually got a chance to watch any games from is actually the LCK because I have been in the middle of, trying to actually move because today or tomorrow when you are watching this episode back on replay, or if you're watching this live, I am currently about to move, but I'm not going to move like out of like the state or anything like that I live in. I'm just pretty much staying in the same apartment complex. I'm just going to a different apartment actually. So I should be all moved in by the end of tomorrow. That's my goal. I mean, I don't have too much stuff, so I'll be pretty much all moved in by Monday night. And since my internet is directly connected because I have to like live stream and things like that, so I just talked to the person. They'll be out on Tuesday afternoon, so I'll have my internet directly connected back by Tuesday, and then I just have to call the electricity people. Actually, Southern California Edison is what they're called, and I have to just put the electricity that's in my name into the other apartment and then cancel what's in this one. So that's pretty much it. So yeah, so that's just what's been going on right now, obviously, and that's just the bulk of what's going on for most of the channel. Like, as you guys already know, me and Warren and Sean will be doing thoughts and opinions, because I know someone actually asked me about that on Discord. Yes, thoughts and opinions will still happen, because that's still the main like video content the channel only produces, right?
My
We should be able
thought
to do
is
that.
you're a trash YouTuber.
Thank you, pieces of shit Canadians out there, right? So yeah, thoughts and opinions are still going to actually happen. I just have to get the time to do it. I should be able to record them on Tuesday, but to record thoughts and opinions, I have to pretty much watch all the games, and I just haven't been able to watch every single game. Like, I've watched a decent amount of the LEC and the LCS ones from the start of the LEC 2022 spring split and the LCS 2022 locking tournament. But I haven't got a chance to watch everything. And in order to have a really good, concrete opinion on those things, I just always value myself into watching all of that. So, you will see like a thoughts and opinions video on the, first 3 days of lock-in, talking about that in its entirety. Then you will also get a thoughts and opinions video on the LEC 2022 spring split. But we are going to be having another Cloud9 podcast coming up on Tuesday, talking about the LEC 2022 spring split and the LCS 2022 locking tournament. On a Cloud9 podcast coming up on Tuesday, but and like by Wednesday, I'll have time to like record the solo videos for LEC and LCS. That way I can have you guys watch that as well. Because like some people like to watch more condensed content about what's on here, and some people like to have this form of content where you get it like pretty much all at once in a more of a long way. Now, I told Warren before the start of the year I wanted to include like more LPL stuff, just a little bit. So like once in a while, I don't know how consistently we'll have like LPL, specific dedicated Cloud9 podcast, but it's always good to talk about the LPL. I told these guys to watch the best of fives that we're going to cover tonight, and I got a chance to finally catch up on the very last one before we actually started the show. And I really have been enjoying the LPL so far. Juan Fang, holy shit, that guy's been popping off. My boy Juan Fang having sex with all those Chinese girls and then just beating the people down the rift, actually. So, but yeah, just want to let you guys know what's been going on the channel. The channel, as I told you guys before, the goals are only just to have 1,000 subscribers, get it monetized, and that's pretty much it. Most of what we do is going to be on the main YouTube channel I have, where Warren and Sean are also a part of as well. We only have the Cloud9 podcast here. The thoughts and opinions videos happen when there's a split going on. Then you also have news videos that I'll do when there's any big news that'll come up, actually. So like, let's say randomly Sven will join 100 Thieves maybe in the LCS 2022 summer split, right? Well, then I'll do a video on that. But other than that, that's all you guys really ever liked and watched and subscribed for. So that's kind of what I'm producing. So yeah, just want to let you guys know what happened in the off season. The off season was good for me personally. I loved, just having a little bit of free time, not away from the channel because I like you guys a lot. It's just like I've been watching League of Legends so long my whole life. I never actually myself had an off season. Like I guess not in terms of content wise, because I actually only have been producing content for League since 2018. November of 2018 is when the channel started. So I've been on this channel since what? 2019, 2020, 2021. So yeah, 3 years going strong on making League content, and never really actually took a break because I wanted to build up the channel to a certain extent. So that way later on, when it actually hitting 1,000 subscribers, I've already put in enough work at a baseline point to get it to that, place. So that's just what I wanted to make sure I did. And it's close. We're like 300 subscribers off, and that's good. That's good. So I mean, we're not too far away from having a monetized 1,000 subscriber channel, which is awesome actually. But the off season was great. The holiday season at my job was hell. It was just fucking hell working for that shit, So yeah, and as you guys already know, I told you I'm about to move literally today or tomorrow when you're watching this on the replay, actually. So yeah, it's been great watching the LPL teams. I'm really excited to see a lot of them. My boys RNG not starting off too well, but it'll get better, right? Ben
No, it won't.
I hope it will. Ben's looking boosted as fuck, but so yeah, that's just all that really happened, honestly. And like I want to make sure I let people know whenever I share these for more views, because like I'll usually just share these into like Reddits to get more views. I don't really ever read comments because like what I've learned over the years is you never really take Reddit seriously, especially because people have this like weird biased narrative when it always comes to like certain things. People will like to say certain things that they don't understand fully or they didn't even watch fully, and it's just a bunch of bullshit. So normally to just get the shows more exposure, I just share them into certain Reddits that allow it. And then, you might see random comments from some people sometimes, but as long as it's all in good fun, I don't really give a fuck, honestly. I don't really read Reddit comments anyway, because I'm not trying to give myself brain cancer. So yeah, we are going to have a episode talking about the LEC 2022 Spring Split Week 1 and the LCS 2022 Locking Tournament Day 1 through 3, all combined. And that's going to be on Tuesday. It's going to be around, I think I set it up as like 5:30 p.m. whatever time it's set up. But so after this week, since I have to move this week, the regular time for the show is actually going to be Mondays at I think 5:30 p.m. PST is what I settled on. Actually, I told these guys about it already. Because I think that's the best time to also get you guys know him. Oh, I forgot his name. Oh my goodness, he's gonna kill me when he fucking watches this. Oh my goodness, Kafta. It's like because Kafta is also easier to get on that time too. So like the regular time for the show is actually going to be in 5:30 p.m. PST every Monday, because I want to try and move into like more of a structured setting with like certain things here. That way I kind of already know what I'm going to be doing here. Just get in here, get it done, and that's pretty much that. The thoughts and opinions videos for like LEC and LCS, the more condensed content, since this is more long form, they won't actually be that long. The time limit I'm shooting for is like less than 20 minutes actually. So, because if you already have a long form of content in this, well, you don't really need that to be longer for you. That could be more condensed in terms of like what you actually want to see us explain for those teams, and then like, because I know last year you guys enjoyed them, but it's definitely taxing doing those long videos. So just letting you guys know in advance, the thoughts and opinions videos this year moving forward are going to be a little bit more condensed down. They won't be 30 minutes long. They'll be like 20 minutes or less, probably an average about 15 minutes, because I generally like to always explain my thoughts and opinions on general things anyway. But yeah, forgot. I actually don't even call them thoughts and opinions anymore. I call them recaps essentially. But you guys got what I'm saying anyway. You guys know what the fuck I'm talking about. If you've been subscribed for a very long time, you guys know what I'm saying. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Those are all the little announcements that I wanted to make. You're going to be getting shorter form content with that, but you will also be getting the longer form content with this. That's pretty much it. Honestly, I think Warren said he's going to start up his own thing, very soon. I hope he does that actually when he gets some free time.
Yeah, gets a proper internet cord as well, maybe.
Yeah. Also, whatever fucking fan that Sean uses for his computer, I hope he fucking breaks that shit in half. Actually,
Hey, listen, you are a fucking liar. You said you've been watching every league. Where's the CB LOL content?
Okay, I meant leagues that matter, right?
That does matter.
To what? Brazil is worse than North America.
You need to watch Japan as well. LJL. Let's go. You need to watch TCL.
Japan can barely see their fucking screens. Let's be honest here. You know.
Hey, well, still, they can see more than fucking NA. Apparently.
Yeah. Because that Dead Nation Focus team really stuck it to 100 Thieves, didn't they? Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a couple kills.
FBI shoved his fucking long Australian dick up that one guy's ass so far he fucking couldn't even CS in lane. Holy shit. Actually, 100 Thieves they're still pretty much like the best team, but they did also lose today too to fly.
They're not the best team, all right.
Right now, I think it's still hard to say because like a lot of these teams are what the hell? I don't even know what to say.
Yeah, well,
that's what I wanted to talk about.
Well,
that's what I wanted to say before we go and talk about the LPL best of threes was a lot of people say, well, they want to see like these newer players, right? And they want to see newer players because it's always good to see new faces in the league, and it's also good
Warren
to
is already dipping.
Warren is leaving us? I don't think he is.
Just like your father.
Yeah, it's fine, man. Yeah, it's fine, man.
But like your father, Jesus fuck.
So this is my thing. Like, a lot of people like to say, oh my goodness, you know, I would love to see like new faces in the league. I want to see like this in the league, this and that. And then when it happens, people say, well, I don't want to watch a fucking tournament full of academy players. But weren't you the same fucking moron who was complaining that you want to see new players?
That's the stupid EU fans with NA. They make fun of NA for saying not developing talent in them. Once they do, they mock them for having academy players, quote unquote.
Yeah, and to be fair, I have to make sure I put in things in like contextual form. Mm-hmm. These main org owners do not want to play academy players the way it's structured, right? It's just because of like visas and COVID and green card issues that I can't really fully explain the best. I'm pretty sure there's way better people than me that could actually explain it to you. But that's just what I personally feel. Like I know people have been talking about like viewership when it comes to like the LPL, the LEC, the LCS, and the LCK. I mean, it's only just the LCS that has been declining.
MSK watches League of Legends, but still sucks.
Hey, I'm a fucking beast at League. Fuck you, Chaz.
But yeah, Holland thing, man, my boy, yeah.
100 Thieves best team.
So happy he's doing well again.
Who wouldn't like to have sex with a Chinese woman? You know, Warren and hey, man, I've had lots of Chinese women back in my day.
Well, maybe Warren, she was like a corpse, I guess, with what he does. Jesus fucking Christ.
But this is just what I personally feel. It's just more like on the lines of, I just don't get it with some people. I just don't. Like, they want NA to play new players, to have new faces, so you can have like newer faces, newer storylines. Well,
we've already been through this like last year, right? It's just like idiot fans who don't take it seriously. They're all right, just.
It's what we talked about on the main channel is like people want the idea of a certain thing.
It's just they're finding ways to trash on the league. That's all.
I think it's just people want an idea of a certain thing, but they don't want to actually see that play out because they don't actually really want that. You know, it's easy for me as a person. It's like, yeah, I want all these players in the league, but you know, why would I? It's this weird counterintuitive narrative point that people just don't like to ever make sense with. I just don't get it, actually. You know, and like I don't really care if a player
makes sense. That's why you don't get it. It's just fucking.
Well, the thing. I don't care. I don't care if a player is new. I just want to see good play all the way around. I don't really care if a player is new. I don't care if he's fucking old. I don't really care. Like the LPL gives you new players like every single year on these like dog shit LPL teams. No one gives a fuck what they're doing because it doesn't really matter unless they're either finishing a playoffs very, very far because LPL playoffs are very grueling, or winning a split, or like when you have a new player, it's more like, okay, well, why should I be attached to this newer player? Why should I care about this newer player? Right? It doesn't really honestly matter when it comes to those things because people want like ideas of certain things. They just don't want to actually be about those certain things because if these people really cared about developing talent the way they fucking always say, well, why are LCS Academy numbers not that huge? Because in reality, no one really cares that much. And that's a sad thing, but I'm just going to be the person to tell you like it is. People just don't give a shit like that, And maybe it is, the fault of the owners because the LCS viewership was very huge at a certain point. And, they could have capitalized on, a lot of these things that people are complaining about now. But it's one of these things where it's not too late. It's just going to be a stepping stone that NA LCS just has to get over. But, enough of that. I'm pretty sure you guys just want to hear us talk about the LPL since you're obviously here for the LPL games. There was some really interesting play from the LPL, actually, from the best of threes that I had actually got a chance to watch. Watching Huanfeng pop off in a lot of these games. Watching the Shy, actually. Oh, my goodness. It's hard to say with the Shy, guys, because
he's still running it down. It's just his teammates set him up for some plays where he can do well.
Yeah, he looks a lot better when his team is setting him up, but if he's not getting set up, he still plays like he has no
He got a good beat in by the Chinese president, so he's not going in as much.
Like, this guy literally plays like there's no jungler in the world. He just kind of runs in.
Yep. He's playing like he's the only person on his team.
Like, I'll say this. He's playing a bit better than he did last year on Invictus Gaming. That's fine. But a bit better is not really saying much. Like, he's still very mechanically gifted. He still knows how to really put out the best quality play. You could probably see for someone playing kind of at his level, this kind of bad, right? And I think that the Weibo Gaming team can actually be a good team because they look pretty exciting actually once they got over that really sloppy game against World Elite. Actually, that really sloppy game 1. Game 2 they look like a really great team. Actually, They look pretty fucking clean.
Yeah, one thing fucking carried. Holy shit.
But then against BLG it was like, okay, so you got it, then you don't got it, then you want to throw, then you don't throw, then you're just doing a Baron call for no reason. SOFM, he's playing good, but then he's getting randomly caught out at certain moments, and it just gives the enemy team a chance to actually get the objective. I like the Weibo Gaming roster, guys, but I think that their support is just not that good, honestly. He's just not good.
Well,
I see enough.
How do I say? He's kind of like, how do I say? He's one of the supports right now with
the fucking dumpster. That's where you
he's one of those supports right now who has the best mechanics. He just doesn't have much of a brain.
I just don't think he's really that good. Some of his support plays is really off. I saw him play Thresh, I saw him play Rakan. This guy played quite a number of supports and just not look good on most of them. He's not look good on a lot of this shit. Honestly,
he has fantastic mechanics. He just has no brain.
I just think that they should just play Sword Art. I think that's what should just happen. They should just play Sword Art.
Wait, they have Sword Art?
Yeah, he went back actually.
Wait, why aren't they playing him then?
I don't know. That's what I was wondering. I genuinely thought that they were actually gonna play him. I was like, why are they not playing Sword Art?
Hey, listen, I'll fucking take Sword Art, Jungle, and SOFM support again. Right there.
It's because I just don't really get it when it comes to some of these decisions that some of these LPL teams actually make. But I just have to understand that they're gonna fight consistently and they're just gonna keep going and doing it. That's just all it ever pans out to be. So I'm gonna get the best of threes that I wanted us to talk about tonight up on my feed right now. There were some banger games actually. I'll say this: the Weibo Gaming versus BLG best of 3 was interesting. The match was not as a banger as I thought it was gonna be, but it was decent.
Yeah.
Overall.
I mean, I don't know what happened with Huanfeng. I guess his girlfriend was holding him back last year, and then he slept with all those fans, and now he's back in action.
This guy's been popping off hard. He's playing so well. I was starting going, this is the same player? Because last year he looked good, but he wasn't popping off.
I can't believe they removed him from the All-Stars just because he became a champion.
Yeah, oh my goodness.
What's wrong with cheating, MSK? He just became a champion.
Cheating on Tess is okay. I don't know if cheating on your partner is ever okay. But to be fair, like if I was in his position, there was a lot of like Chinese girls wanting to eat out my fucking asshole.
Yeah, that will never happen. You'll never be in that position.
If I went to China, let's be honest here. If I went to China, like all these ladies be throwing themselves at me. Let's just be completely honest here.
No, you'll probably get like racist insults thrown at you because it's China.
Like, oh my god, you sexy American man. I want BBC from you.
No, that would never happen. About?
Man, dude,
that would happen. Listen, that would happen with Chaz and Warren, not you.
I would rap so hard at them, actually. You don't even understand.
And then Warren would like pull a house that Jack built, on them.
No, Warren would pull a fucking hatchet on them, actually.
Hey, you think in game one, Finn like imagines all the enemy players as like his parents that left him?
Like this, so that's just my thing when it comes to the Weibo gaming roster, because like I know the LPL casters like have been calling them the most exciting of the LPL teams so far. I wouldn't say that. Like in terms of how they play the game, it's really exciting. But
yeah, like even when they it's exciting, but they're not one of the best right now.
I would say they could be actually one of the best, because there's a difference between most exciting and best, right? I would say this is how I'll probably phrase it right now, because we're only talking about like week 1 games here. And to be fair, guys, when it comes to week 1 for like any competitive region, fucking overreactions are gonna be insane. Like, oh my lord, the team vitality overreactions are gonna be pouring in when we get to that episode on Tuesday. Oh my god, Jesus Christ.
Hey, MSK, what would you do if they had the PCS just completely join the LPL because of China?
Aren't they all the same essentially? Okay, so
okay.
Okay.
Oh Lord.
So that I think that they could be the most exciting team in the LPL for Weibo Gaming. I just don't know if they could be the best team, because the Shy, yes, he could on any given day, I think, be the best top laner. He could also be like the worst top laner too. Like that Victor game he had. Like, oh my lord, that was awful. Like, this man just wants to only push. This man only sees forward. He doesn't see back up and take a breath, take a breather. He only just sees forward. That's all he sees, honestly. So I think if they want to do better, I think they should just put in Sword Art. Like, I'm just not feeling it from On. I just don't. He's just not that good, actually. Like, I think they should just play Sword Art, or you should just get another support. Either you play Sword Art, bench On, or just get another support.
Well, listen, if they had like maybe they can do some sort of like experiment or something, like a German doctor where they can like they can like use On's body, with his mechanics, but then just transform like Sword Art's brain into his. then they would have amazing support then,
So in the meta right now, we've seen Jinx come back. We've seen Jhin
Arcane.
Come back. Dude, hell yeah, man.
They got all the Arcane characters for that.
Hey, could you be wrong? Hey, they're not wrong. They're just promoting their product, and I understand it. Like all the Arcane champions.
Anytime they release a new champion, it's in the meta because they want to sell the skins.
Dude, the new champion, the little fucking Yordle mid laner. I keep forgetting her fucking name. Oh my, the one with the blue hair, who looks like Tristana's sister, kind of thing.
Wait, who are you talking about?
The new mid laner, who looks like Tristana's sister.
I forgot the name, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, like, she's very big right now. The jungle pool is, like, Lee Sin, Jin Jiao again. Because, like, I know that SOFM, like, kind of decently didn't do that well.
Like, is the name, like, Zeri or something?
I think it is. Because, like, last year when the meta was Udyr, Olaf, fucking...
Oh, wait, no, that's Italy. The one not in the game yet. Fuck.
Because, like, the meta was Udyr, Olaf, Nidalee, and a few other champions like Hecarim and Graves jungle. Like, I'm not saying SOFM struggled. It's just more like his overall impact in the game wasn't as huge. But I always seen him being more impactful on junglers like Jin Zhao, Lee Sin. He actually pulled out Jarvan at Worlds 2020, and he did pretty well against Top Esports in their semifinals match, actually. So seeing SOFM, played a lot better than he did last year. I'm not saying he played egregious last year. It's just like you can tell he's playing a bit more like he has more confidence around the map with the teammates that he has. Like Angel's been, most of the team is fine. I just think they'll be a bit better if they just get rid of their support. He's just not good, I just don't think he's that anything special. Now, the team that surprised me,
he has potential, but I don't think he's gonna reach it.
the other team to talk about, I think people said World Elite. Guys, there's nothing special with World Elite. I'm sorry, there's nothing with them. They're just not good.
Mm-hmm. They're middle of the pack.
They're gonna be a middle of the pack roster because World Elite actually, they lost 3 of their best players. They lost Missing. They lost what's the name? Breathe. They lost quite a bit of players actually that make them at least somewhat good.
Yeah, they went to who did they go to again? What team it was? What team was that again? Was that who did FPX play against?
Yeah, they lost ELK. They lost Missing and Breathe. The good players.
Didn't Missing and Breathe go to the same team though? Who was that again?
Oh, I think Breathe went. Oh, Breathe went to BLG. Yeah, okay. And the Missing went to, I forgot what team he went to, but he went to somewhere else too. So the players that actually made them relevant last year aren't even on their roster. They're just not even there.
Mm-hmm.
And the players that they kept or the new players that they have, they really aren't that good. And you get this kind of middle of the pack team, and it kind of felt like their spirits were broken after they lost that first game to Weibo actually. And it was really close too. The game was really, really close. It's just, if you lose games like that, you go into game 2, your fucking mental is just destroyed. That's because the game was so close actually. What else happened? The JDG roster, nothing. That's a lot to say with the JDG roster, honestly. Sorry.
Fast and Furious outside, got it. Okay, so yeah, the EDG roster, it's stuck together, so they're doing well.
Yeah, the EDG roster stuck together. They're doing really, really well, actually. I didn't expect anything bad from them. JJ had a really pop-up performance on Lee Sin in one of when they play against JDG.
Yeah.
Went 8-0 on Lee Sin.
I hope they get destroyed later this year.
Why do you hate EDG? What did they ever do to you?
What are you talking? No, I like EDG.
Oh,
what are you talking about?
This man shot lies so hard.
What are you talking about? I like EDG, and I like all their players. What kind of narrative are you trying to say? Saying I hope they get destroyed this year, though, because A, they shouldn't have won Worlds.
Are you abusing me?
And B, they were
Riot.
And B, they didn't show respect to Khan after the series, so I hope they get destroyed later this year.
Hey, are you abusing me? I'm gonna call Riot on you, actually.
Yeah, I'm abusing you.
So yeah, JJ had a really pop-up performance at Worlds 2021 where he pretty much he was definitely helping EDG in a huge way to defeat Damwon Kia, and he popped off in his game against JDG actually. So I'm excited to see what this EDG roster is going to have to offer for 2021, because we've had some previous world champions rosters stay together, and it's this thing of when are they actually going to, I'm not going to say implode, that's a harsh word to say. It's hard to know when their steam is going to run out, because we know that if players play so long together, they're literally just going to start having issues. It's just a thing that happens in this kind of environment. And I don't mean having issues as a team, more like player to player. I mean how they want to play the game. Other teams start stepping up. Other teams with better players in certain positions tend to start getting better. The BLG super roster could also start, doing very well. But the thing, just all of those things could happen, right? Or, they play really well, they potentially win, the LPL 2022 spring split, and then they go to MSI 2022 and they do very well there. Who knows? But it's one of these things where, the previous world championship rosters, it's hard to say when they'll start having issues, but as of right now, they're still kind of firing on all cylinders. It looked a little bit sloppy from them in the second game against JDG, but they still overall got it done. They weren't in any danger of losing, that best of 3 anyway, so it didn't really matter, but it just looked kind of sloppy from their point of view, because if you look at game 1, actually, and how they just dominated them, you're thinking of game 2, they could actually simply just blow them out, but it was a little back and forth here and there. The JDG roster, I'm just not really ever sold anymore on them. Like last year when I was watching JDG, I just didn't really think they were that good anymore. I think they're a team, no matter which players they have rotating out their roster for JDG, they always actually just end up kind of with the same kind of play style. They like to always pick like scaling mids, wait for team fights, and then kind of just get the objectives and then just kind of win the game. And that's kind of what JDG always likes to do. They're not really an aggressive team. Like Kanavi likes to make aggressive plays, more and more, but his impact has been severely lessened, and like he's honestly not as good as a lot of people are still maybe potentially thinking. Honestly, like he had that really great split in 2020 where he got MVP, and ever since then he's just been on a decent downward trajectory, and I don't know how this year will actually play out for him. I really don't. And you would think that JDG getting 369 would kind of fix some of their issues. It really didn't, honestly. It didn't. And you would think that them having Yagao would be a bit better this year, because I know they had that kind of
JDG got fucking dicked.
Yeah, because it was last year. They had that kind of wonky start because they were trying to play Shie over him, and get this weird thing with the fans. They didn't really understand why Shie was there, but
Shie wasn't better, so
I think they're about even. Like I think Shie has higher upsides.
Yagao
is better for the
better
team.
Edge factor.
But definitely, I think they need to get another mid laner, honestly. Looking at how he played against EDG, I just don't see him being that good this year either. That might be a week one overreaction. Granted, that might be the thing, but I didn't see much out of him. He just kind of did nothing.
I feel bad for 369. That's all.
Like, I thought them getting 369 would have fixed some of their issues, because Zoom just looked like he was just discoordinated from the team, last year when they were playing. And I thought having 369, because he was...
Which is weird, because Zoom was fantastic.
Yeah, because, like, 369, when he was on top esports, he would always go in, be aggressive, make the big play, flank, do whatever you need. So you think like, oh, that's going to be what this JDG roster needs. Someone who's going to be more aggressive, who's going to take charge when they need a team fight. Nothing. They keep playing the same. The meta's not going to play out that way.
Did they have the same coaches from last year, or?
I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I think that would need to change.
I know they have a different bot
lane,
lane,
the same one,
right?
So
they have a different bot lane, because last year they still had Love Mal. Was it Love Mal and fucking Loken, right? Love Mal and Loken were their bot laners. Their bot lane before. Now they have LPC and Missing. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, Missing went to JDG. So yeah,
I would have kept Love Mal, but
I would have kept Love Mal. I thought Love Mal was actually pretty good.
Loken, I would have replaced Yagao. Would have replaced. I then would have. Yeah, I understood the 3-6. I like 369. I don't know what his issue is right now, so I would have brought him in.
The pickup makes sense.
Yeah, I just would have changed the mid and ADC Cecil. I don't like the I would have kept the support, and I don't like this new ADC they have.
LPC, like I just haven't been feeling Kanavi. Like I get it, the story with him. They saved him from the Griffin contract hell, slavery.
MVP.
What the fuck they did. Yeah, I get it, but they're gonna have to learn, just because you did something good for him and it panned out well that one time, for that 1 year when he won MVP and they won a title. You shouldn't let that cloud you from getting a better player that can make your roster better, because nothing this guy showed at Worlds 2020 and even last year when they didn't even make Worlds showed me that they should be keeping this guy.
Worlds, he did fine.
I thought he played bad. He played so awful. At Worlds 2020, he played so bad. I don't think he was the sole reason why they...
Yeah, I'd say more like their bot played bad, and honestly thought Zoom was played off at Worlds.
And then, so that's just my thing on JDG, guys. Like, do I think they'll be better? Yes. They've always been a decently consistent team for a bit. Even when they had Imp on their roster, they would have these decent years where they're kind of middle of the pack. They're generally always kind of a middle of the pack LPL team, depending on which year you want to look at it, depending on which roster they have. But as of recently, I'm just not that interested in the roster. I think they just need to make changes going into summer if it doesn't pan out, honestly. And remember, guys, it might be just a week one overreaction. It might be. But after what I saw against EDG, it doesn't really matter if that's the best team in the LPL and they have to face them in their first fucking week. It doesn't matter. That's an excuse. You want to know why? Because the way they played was so fucking bad. I don't give a shit. That isn't. So that means by that logic, why don't they just play bad against the other teams then? Because just because they played that bad against EDG, that doesn't mean they won't play bad against FPX, BLG, Weibo, IG.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who's to say they won't have that kind of a performance against like Up or TT or Rare Atom?
Shit.
You know,
Rare Atom. Fuck me.
Like, who's to say? Because someone's like, well, to be fair, dude, like EDG is like the best team in the LPL. Like, it's
but they didn't just lose. They got fucking.
They didn't just lose. They got completely destroyed.
No, it was literally like fucking watching. Hold on, what was that game? It was like watching
SK Gaming versus Mad Lions.
That or like it was like watching TSM Academy versus 100 Thieves.
Like, that's what I tell people. Like, yes, guys, strength of schedule matters, and it definitely does. But the level of gameplay they showed against EDG is not looking good. Like, if they finish like 10th place in the LPL, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, and listen, all these players besides 369 is still like younger though. He's like 20 or something. But outside, what age is LP? And they're
LPC. Isn't he 23? I think actually.
Yeah. And what age is their support?
Missing. Let me check out right now.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Besides their, but even then, 369 does have a lot of experience. He's just younger though. But like these guys are kind of veteran. This is a veteran team, kind of just like last year with JDG. All right, and you know their mid lane stayed the same. Their jungle stayed the same, and they had pretty poor chemistry, honestly. So
that's what I want to talk about too.
So I don't think this is one of the teams that you could say that they could slowly grow. I think like if they play
it's not gonna happen,
that horribly right now against EDG, then I don't see them ever like contending.
They're not winning any more titles. That's why I said they like some year. This is what I want to say for like some LPL teams because I'll bring it up right here because I'll show you guys the record actually. Okay, so there's some years where a organization in League of Legends or any roster could pop off and potentially win like, 2 splits in a row, which is fine. The year that they popped off in 2020 to win 2 splits in a row, right? That might have just been it's not a lucky year for them, but it's one of those years where like that might be one of your only shots at winning 2 titles ever. Because if you look at after that LPL 2020 summer split,
the underdog game, and let's go. And
they went to Worlds 2020. It just didn't look good for them, and it didn't look good for them last year either. Like they have.
Hold on, who does LGD have again? I want to see if they still have. I want to see if they still have Shadow. Okay,
they do. Yeah, I saw that game he was playing. So, like Kanavi and Yagao also have really bad synergy. They literally like, oh my lord, Yagao could be like stuck in mid, just farming. Kanavi's like at Rift Herald doing some shit, fighting by himself. They could collapse and win, but Yagao just chooses to stay mid and farm.
Yeah, hold on, click on them for a moment.
Yeah.
I want to see. Go to their other mid laner. I want to see what age. I want to see if he's a young, up and coming one they have.
Let me see.
Or if he's just an older sub.
Let me see for the mid lane. Oh, Yimeg.
Okay, he's like 21 or 22.
Guys, I know this literally just might be an overreaction. I get it, but if you look at the quality of gameplay they showed against EDG,
they've kept their jungle and mid around the whole year. They had the whole year last like for 3 years, and coming into this year together, and their chemistry was horrible. And their other 3 players are honestly more veterans instead of rookies. They're actually kind of veterans. So, like, I'm sorry if they played. Like, if they just lost and they were, like, competitive here and there, okay, fine, and it's because it's EDG, but with how they played, I'm sorry, like, that's not a good sign. I don't care.
Also, they lost to RNG. They got, they're just playing bad. They're just legitimately a bad team, And it feels bad, because, like, I was never the hugest Kanavi person, and I understand, like, hey, like, there's some splits where people are going to pop off more than others, and I get it. But they have Yagao and Kanavi, mid-jungle synergy. They added in what is an upgrade to their roster, and it still didn't do anything. Now, it could also pan out. It could, and my dad could also come back into my life. And how is OMG 3-0. I don't know. There's some things in life you just can't fucking ever understand, you know? I do have to actually watch more OMG games because, like, the LPL, there's so many best of 3 guys. I only just had the guys kind of focus on the ones that I want to talk about. But yeah, as we potentially maybe do more LPL shows, we'll be able to talk about all of these teams. Generally, I'm not watching a lot of these dog shit ones, but you know, if they are facing a top tier team, then that's where I'll be watching them actually. FPX actually was really surprising. I'm not expecting them to start 2-0 because I know a lot of their roster has a lot of pressure on them to perform because, you know, they don't have Doinby anymore. They don't have Crisp. They don't have Tien. They don't have Nuguri. They don't have Gimgun. They have just pretty much all new players except for LWX. They got Gory, and Gory actually played on an LCK team last year. I think he played on... Oh my lord, I forgot the fucking team he played on. I think he played on Fredit Brion or some shit like that. But Gory's more of a team.
Fredit Brion.
I think he played on that because, like,
yeah, Gory. Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yeah. Gory's not a player that I don't think you can win a title with. But I mean,
I don't know if you can win a title with, but I'm fine with giving him a chance because
there's rumored they're gonna get Clid soon when Clid is able to come over.
Yeah, but like Gory was surprisingly insane in summer. Like he got like the most MVP player of the game things, I believe.
And he played good toward the later end on Corki, but it's one of these things where, you know, I guess when you have to factor in you're getting a new roster, you just have to just gel together. LNG looking good. The BLG roster. I saw their match of the week against Weibo that the LPO casters were hyping up. And to be fair, they have to do it. It's their job. It's just so weird, you know, having
Jet versus DK.
Oh, that I have to watch. Oh, what's up? Let's Abby. What's up, Abby? I haven't got a chance to watch that yet. I heard it's really, really good. I gotta watch it. There's been a lot of games that I've been have to fucking catch up on, actually.
Yeah. I haven't watched the LCK so far.
I watched LCK at all. Day. Yeah, dude, it's so there's so much. I like
watching that the most. The LCK. I mean, you can get a little burnt out by LCK though if you watch it too much, but it is one of my favorite though. I watched the T1 game and the what was that? What was that matchup again? It was
wasn't it KT Rolster versus Genji?
Yeah, it was.
Like, my thing with the BLG roster is from the one best of 3 that I saw, and I'm only just drawing this conclusion from this one best of 3. I think this roster might come into some problems. It seems like you might be having too many cooks in the kitchen kind of thing. That's just what I'm getting from the first best of 3 they're playing. I'm just saying. It just looks like from what I saw on the first best of 3 that I saw these guys, it just looked like that they all wanted to kind of play the game in much different ways. You know, now that could get fixed. I'm not saying it can't. What I'm saying is you can tell by how they're moving around the map, they kind of want to all be the carry. And that comes into be a problem when it comes into having super teams. You know, they've pretty much picked out like some of the best performing players that were in the LPL last year. And then obviously they brought in Doggo, who was popping off really, really hard at Worlds and in the PCS too. Someone said like, well, why did they use
versus BLG?
Yeah, so someone said, why didn't they play Uzi when they were using him in the promotion material? Because they just put Uzi's face in to drive up viewer numbers for the match. Because everyone knows Uzi doesn't play until Chinese New Year.
Like jersey sales, that's why they got like. But Doggo's playing most likely like the majority of the games, right?
I could see Doggo playing pretty much all contract. I could see Doggo playing pretty much all year. Actually, I know people said, "Oh my god, I'm so happy to see Uzi." No, you're going to see Doggo most of the year.
He's just like obligated to like join a team right now until it's like burns out, whatever, some contract thing.
Yeah, you know,
fully back.
Abby, I don't know if he's washed.
I don't think he's washed. It's just I don't think he's fully healthy either. He's just
he does this all. He doesn't play until like after Chinese New Year when it's like mid-February kind of thing. Now, I'll say this: Uzi's kind of a player. You know what you're going to be getting out of him. Good player, right? The issue here is how do you contrast that with Doggo, right? I can see them if Doggo starts underperforming. I can see them playing Uzi, and then they're gonna run into the situation of, well, I don't know who we're going to pick kind of thing, which a lot of these rosters tend to do when you have this kind of 6-man thing. I know that RNG went through that a long time ago when it was Karsa and MLXG. You had this with Blank and Bangy at a certain point. It happens all the time when it comes to these kind of rosters. You have this extra guy, and then like you want to put in this extra guy when the other guy's underperforming, but then you kind of run into like, okay, you might kill his confidence. It's a lot of other issues that could actually build up. But with the BLG roster, from what I'm getting so far, you might be running into some issues. Now they could definitely not have any issues and play very, very well in spring. Do I think that right now, from what I just saw, they're going to be winning a title? I don't know, actually. I don't know, because the problem with these super teams is that they generally kind of have issues with every player wants to be the carry. They all want the resources. It's kind of hard for someone to sacrifice. And then you also run into a aspect of, well, then who do we really play through? Who's the strongest player to play through? All those many things, right? I think Doggo didn't look the best in his first best of 3 in the LPL, but to be fair, in his case, this is a much more competitive league than the PCS, so just give him some time. I think it'll be a little bit better for him. Once he gets a little bit more comfortable, I think it'll pan out just fine for him. Because I know a lot of people are going like, man, he played like shit against WBG. It's like, this is his kind of first best of 3 in like a more competitive region than a lot of other people. So just give him a little bit, actually. Yeah, Abby, we'll have a LCS and LEC episode on Tuesday, actually. But that was not what Vitality wanted, actually. But here were some of the LPL best of 3s that I want to talk about tonight, actually. Sean and Warren, who was here, managed to watch a good amount of them, actually. So you had
I've only didn't watch the Weeaboo Gaming versus sorry, what is BLG's actual name? Billy Gaming?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
yeah,
so
I didn't watch that, but
what did you think about this best of 3, actually?
What I thought about
RNG looked kind of rough. I'll say RNG looked kind of rough around the edges.
Yeah, for some reason RNG looked like made the best plays, but I don't know, it's like I don't know if like
Xiaohu swapped back and it looked like he was never gone from mid lane, which is good.
Yeah. Like I don't know why, like RNG made the flashiest plays, they made the best looking plays, they like seemed better in games, but just I don't know, it's just like FPX.
Their macro awareness was
macro was pretty fucking off. Their draft like their damage like FPX just played smart.
I think Gala and Wei underperformed a lot in this one.
Yeah.
Ming and Xiaohu, oh my goodness, these guys are Ming is insane.
Yeah, Ming played
fuck,
insane.
man. I don't know why people just underestimate Ming so hard. Like, this guy's been consistently performing at the highest level for so long. Like, I just don't get it. Like, Ming played great in this best of 3.
Yeah.
Do you think Ben is not a fit for their team? Because it really just feels like he wants to play in a side lane the whole time.
I don't know. I think Bing. I don't know if he's quite a fit for this team, but he is fantastic though.
I think he's a good player. I just don't think this kind of player meshes with this kind of a roster. Actually.
Yeah, I think honestly, like who does OMG have for their top lane?
Oh shit!
Because I think he could be a fit on that team.
Let me just bring it up right now. Give me a sec. Like FPX only having LWX from carrying over from Worlds 2021, they looked pretty darn solid. It wasn't like they were looking like shit. Because usually, if you make this many roster changes, your team might be looking like some shit in spring. That was a beautiful. That was awesome. But he should not have did that because it looked so awesome, but he killed himself. I was like, oh my goodness, dude.
Come on. Who's their top? You see? So I'm glad OMG is doing well right now.
Kuya? Me Kuya.
Yeah.
Me, one Kuya.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think Ben would be like a good fit on OMG. I think that. Yeah, I didn't realize they were first in the standings right now. But yeah, I want to see OMG Redemption or like fuck another title like back in 2013. And
yeah, they went to Rift Rivals back in 2017 as their last decent thing they've ever did. Actually,
yeah, they just won a title in like 2013 and Worlds went to Worlds and then they fucking fell off for like 10 years. Hey, but they're back, baby. They're back.
They're back. Maybe. I don't want to sing their praises too much so far. Also, their support, what's his name? Cold, actually, is really good, actually.
Yeah, I love Cold.
Cold's great. He was good last year,
Yeah.
but the roster was fucking donkey shit.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't use like a game tag anymore, but when I did, that was my game tag, Cold.
So with this best of 3, at FPX they did good. What's the support? Hong? Like Hong is a player that Weibo should have over On. That's the player they need. They don't need On, they need Hong. But Hong right now, he played good with LWX. It looked great. You know. So Abby, she says it looks like FPX doesn't need Clid. Do you think these guys names are new? So if I mispronounce these names, I'm sorry. Beishuan, he played fine. Like most of these guys played fine, actually. Like, and remember, guys, they won the Demacia Cup. They won that earlier on, so they're getting their chemistry down. They're playing around the map decently well. Like, it just didn't feel like RNG either wanted to take them seriously. Their draft looked really suspect, and they never really actually set up the Jace for success in some of these games, actually. Like, I just didn't really feel like they played as good as we know, because a lot of what RNG likes to do, they like to play a clean RNG's like the clean macro team. They don't like to make a lot of mistakes, like to play kind of slow.
Yeah, well, that was the opposite in this, but it's like reverse.
What the fuck they were doing? They were just being all aggressive for no reason. Like, I don't mind if a team plays like risk adverse. I don't give a fuck about that. But just, if you're gonna play risk adverse, you might want to make that a lot more cohesive and and concise, actually. Because what it looked like is, okay, you have Ming trying to engage, then fucking Xiaohu follows up, then Wei's not there. Like, what? Like, why would he be there?
Honestly, I think this would have been better if they had a
that just panned out for him very well, but like that still was a bad decision actually overall. That just happened to pan out.
I think they should have had like a Kog'Maw on this draft, RNG.
Hey, I'll say this, guys. I'm not the best guy at drafting, and I gotta watch more games to be better at that. But I'll say this: isn't Renekton like the most banned champion in the LPL right now? That Chinese Renekton, Chinese Renekton, everyone fucking loves to talk about.
LS when C9 goes to Worlds and LS faces a Chinese Renekton.
Oh my god, dude, I can't wait. But as you guys already know, FPX, they defeated RNG in an upset form. Most people thought RNG was gonna pretty much clean house on them. But
I didn't think so, but I thought they played better. They just didn't play smart.
In this game, Ben played much better on Jax. I'll say that. He played much better on Jax, actually. Xiaohu, he's role swapped back and doing just fine. Now, the other player in RNG that I say they should probably get rid of is Wei. He's not that good, guys. I'm sorry. Wei kind of
like these Chinese teams. They have like these LPL teams. They literally like, for some reason, they have like this bias towards like their junglers and supports. They like never change them up.
I'm not saying he can't play better, but like Wei was one of the reasons why they lost the series. He just was super ineffective, non-existent most of the time.
And he's on such an OP fucking jungler.
Yeah, I mean, because most of the meta right now is Viego, Jin Zhao.
Yeah, Jin Zhao just, what the fuck, Riot? How can you let that ult go? He's like invincible. Fuck.
This was see, Ben, if you give Ben Jax and he can play like this, they're going to do well later on. I have no doubt. But it just kind of feels like they just want to have a strong top laner who can play weak side or who can be a carry if they need it. That's kind of what they actually want.
Okay, hear me out, MSK, all right? We need a Tryndamere, Jin Zhao, all right? Sion, Sion, and then Gragas, and then like and then whatever ADC for a comp, and then there's this Invincible.
Oh my lord,
can't die.
But that was RNG versus FPX. FPX taking away the victory. Then you had JDG versus EDG, the 2021 World Championship champions. Didn't even skip a beat.
Yeah,
these guys this needs off.
This needs to be like uploaded onto browsers or something.
For how much of a banger it was against JDG. Now, see, Mako got a little too close there. This guy's always going to be playing like that. Now, to be fair, EDG, they also look kind of rough around the edges a little bit in certain moments in this best of 3 actually. But Flandre and JJ and Scout, Viper, they looked all pretty much like how you expect, honestly. You know, Flandre picking any top was a surprise, actually. I didn't really expect that, honestly, you know? And I'm thinking to myself, like, fuck. I mean, wasn't Annie so criticized for getting picked when what's his name? Crying was did it on RNG when they faced off against EDG.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't think they were actually legitimately going to pick any top. But you know, Scout played really well on Rise. There was that troll ult he had where he threw them all into the fucking Nexus. Oh my god. That was actually hilarious. JJ popped off so hard in this game. He went 8-0. It was like what I think 10-0. Actually, perfect game. Actually, so like JJ has this thing where he can be a carry jungler. It just, you know, depends on what type of game he's going to be playing. Like I think he can play facilitating, he can play carry, just depends on, you know, what you wanted to actually play. What did you think about this series with JDG versus EDG? Actually,
I don't know, this was just like a burial. Holy fuck.
This was a burial.
I'm saying, Missing, what the fuck have you need to like fire your agent, Missing. Okay.
Like,
and 369, I wish you the best. Hopefully you get back into form. And same thing with Kanavi. Yagao, you should just retire after this year. You've succeeded as much as you can. Just retire.
What is LPC doing? What are you doing? No.
And then LPC, I don't know what the. I barely watched any LPC games before, so I don't know much about him. But
that was just atrocious. That looked like his brain just turned off. He was like, you know what?
You should maybe go to like the Latin America League, just become the carry there.
Yagao just got completely ran over by Scout in this game. But to be fair, like Scout is the better player, so I'm not surprised by that. But how much Yagao was invisible in this best 3 was disgusting.
He should change his name to Yagapped.
Was that what they call him in Twitch chat? They should do that. He got so hard. Kanavi would like make an aggressive play or try to do something. He would get collapsed on. It just all looked bad. It just looked so bad. I was like, JDG, are you getting paid by them to throw this hard? Are you getting paid this hard to throw? Like I was sitting there going like, oh, like in this game, 369 tried to actually make flank plays. He did decently well in the Kennen game. You know, just didn't matter. They were just too far behind. They were just legitimately too far behind. Actually, there's nothing they could do. Kanavi would like fucking leap in on Jin Dao, make it would just fucking ult him or stun him. And you had Flandre playing Vladimir top. And I honestly think Vladimir top was actually going to be a champion that top laners in the LPL could pick up, but he made it look actually pretty good overall, you know? EDG, the 2021 world champions, not even skipping a beat. This game was a little bit more bloodier than the first game because the first game was a complete blowout.
This was a big throw, kind of.
Like the part where JDG
wasn't actually.
This play, I'm pretty sure it's this play right here. 369 just like trying to actually flank when his team's not even there. Look, this man is just his brain is fried.
What the fuck is this coordination?
Look, they're all right there. What is this? What is this? That was so bad. And this was the part of the game I think where they randomly tried tower diving. No, this is not that part. Oh, this was the part where they try to like almost collapse on them. They get the 2 kills, but they actually turned it around because like EDG, there was the part toward the end of this best of 3 where they turned it around, and you're thinking like, how are they winning this fight? They were the one who got collapsed on. And then they fucking, oh my god, man, holy shit! So you had just JJ and Flandre just running away, going, we still got all these kills actually. JJ over just getting the dragon with the team, just usual shit. EDG completely dicked on JDG. It was not really close. This game was a little bit more closer, but there's nothing really much that they could really do, honestly. Like JDG looking kind of all out of sorts. Maybe this just was a best of 3 where, you know, it's just really hard against EDG because like they are the world champions. So they're probably thinking like, man, we're going to be at a huge disadvantage. But I mean, EDG has holes in their gameplay where you can definitely exploit them. I just don't know why they didn't even attempt to, you know? and 369 just, constantly doing his flanking plays and how far back this guy is. This was the part of it where they're going to lose because EDG at Baron, 369 tries to go in with Slicing Maelstrom, doesn't really get much damage off, and like Viper still surviving, use Cleanse and Flash to save himself. He ends up just getting back bar and uses his Curtain Call, kills missing, and it still manages to get 3 kills. They did not account for him holding his Cleanse and Flash that long, and then EDG run away with the series. This series was WBG versus World Elite. There was a part of the game where it was really, it was back and forth on game 1, actually. It was really, really back and forth. There was a part in the middle of this game 1 where you're thinking to yourself, there's a chance that World Elite could actually win. Like, Biu, View, Shanks, Stay, and Kita looking like a middle-of-pack LPL team. Like, if they start picking up and they become a better team, sure, granted, that could actually happen, but I'm just not seeing it. Weibo showing a lot of decent inconsistency in a lot of their engages. I don't know what their type of team structure is personally, but I could say this, right? It looks like they're going to be a team that just wants to only fight and just be aggressive. Like, SOFM did not look that good in this first game on Jarvan. He did not look good so far. Like, Jarvan, Jin Zhao, and Lee Sin in the meta, and Huanfeng actually popping off really hard. On did land that hook right there to get the pick onto Biu. And it looked pretty darn good, actually, from them. This was a good game. This was a super back and forth was game 1. This was a good back and forth game. And then I think it was this part, right? Where like they get 1 kill onto Thresh, and then they think they can actually make it. Kita runs in, and then you have the GA popping for the Corki. Fucking Shy kills off View. Then you have Jarvan killing off Jinx, and then Shanks is like, "Where'd my team go? Like, just where'd my team go?" Like, wait, I thought we were winning that. And then they just kind of run it down. Like, Shanks actually played pretty well on Corki. 6-0, almost 400 CS in a 40-minute game. This guy was popping off hard because Corki came back very, very big with the 1 item that got buffed. It's more or less so just a Victor, Corki, Zoe meta right now for the mid lane. He had that huge package, almost killed off 3 people by himself, actually. And then, well, guess what happened, guys? They still lost the game. He killed the 2K. He killed Huanfeng, and he killed Jarvan, and he actually almost killed Angel. His J popped, actually. The Shy manages to get a kill, and he almost saved the game. Oh my God, World Elite. Oh my God. Weibo somehow, they're the life of their team, and how much they're probably going to have their fucking paychecks get saved from that fucking Nexus. Oh, you're on to game 2. Game 2, they just get their shit. They just honestly got so hard destroyed. Like, they just realized, wait a minute, we probably fucking suck, actually. Now, they don't really actually suck. It's just one of those things where, like, a game that intense, you lose that game, it's one of these kind of 50-50 things where, like,
I felt
are they
bad
gonna
for
bounce back?
Shanks. Yeah, I did too. God, that last play that almost fucking saved it.
He killed 3 people by himself, and the Angel just last hit the Nexus. Oh, like, you could tell after that game, it was not looking good. It was not. And then there was I forgot. What was the Syndra game where was it World Elite or Weibo where someone was playing? It was Gory. My bad. They it was the wrong team, guys. So yeah, World Elite after that game against Weibo, not looking good. They just got completely destroyed the second game. The first game really close. That's the thing about the LPL is that it's really, really exciting for a lot of these teams, more of the top end teams, not the fucking bottom tier teams. Like anyone can fuck me and TTT.
Okay then.
Those guys aren't exciting, but teams
I'll be back in like 5 minutes. Carry the stream.
No, don't worry, because I gotta do it all the time anyway.
Shut up.
So, all right. Was this actually, and then we have the match of the week. Actually, you have WBG versus Bibli. The Doggo, extremely hyped up. ADC coming over into the LPL. A lot of people actually think that he's gonna be like one of the best LPL ADCs actually, and started off pretty darn good for BLG in this game because the Shy, he was just getting picked on a whole bunch. Actually, he was just getting dicked on pretty hard overall. Now, I still think On and Huanfeng overall like are gonna struggle as a duo because I just don't think On is as strong a player as Huanfeng overall. And the thing with playing like ADCs now is you generally have to kind of rely on your support. So when you have, plays like this where Weibo like want to commit hard to every single play, it seems like when they want to commit hard to a certain play that they actually will. And that is going to be a good thing, for like clutch factor when it comes to like other best of threes that they're actually going to play, in the LPL as a squad together. It's gonna be good. But On getting caught out and him just I think this dude was like 0-5 fucking at some point during this series too. Fofo looked like he was having an interesting series. Like most of this BLG super team, looked like they kind of wanted to play the game differently at certain points. But when they actually had team fights, they looked pretty darn cohesive on the team fights. So that's just how I personally think the BLG team looks so far. They ended up winning this best of 5. Where is the part where they were having team fights? Yeah, so we're having macro play after macro play. Yeah, because this is the part. Yeah, Weibo ended up winning this actually. Let me go back just one second. Yeah, the Shy was just running in, just having a good old time, just beating Chris down. Why do you got to do that to me? For Gwen. Yeah, like this game ended up panning out to the point where they just got too far ahead. The team comp that Weibo actually had just worked out way better than the composition that BLG had. Seeing SOFM pull out the Zed jungle was interesting, I'll say. I mean, that's a jungler that I didn't think he pulled out, but hey, seeing them pull out the Talon and the Zed looked awesome. I would hope that we get more exciting jungle picks like that, and he played pretty well on the Zed jungle too. Yeah, on just not having any good games overall. So yeah, that's pretty much it for that. Game 3 for BLG versus Weibo. They were getting it was a pretty close best of 3, and you had this game right here where you have the Ziggs, Leona, the Zoe, the Viego, the Camille against Graves, Jinjel, LeBlanc, and Aphelios and Yumi. Weibo tried to be aggressive with their composition, but Bibli played the map better. They had all the other objectives. They got Rift Heralds early on. They took their early tower plates. There was a part of the game where they tried to engage on them under the tower and still ended up losing 3 members. How is that even possible? They literally engaged on them, killed 1 person, and then ended up just losing 3 people. And then SOFM getting a little bit too close, getting picked off. The Ziggs just running and firing off his abilities, just knocking everyone out. And hey, if you have Ziggs doing AoE, you have Zoe poke, you have Camille hard engage, Viego engage, Leona engage. This is the kind of composition that you could pretty much be seeing BLG be playing actually all year, depending on like how the meta kind of plays out anyway. Then you see WBG going onto the Baron. They actually try to sneak the Baron here, and it did not look good for them because actually Weiwei ends up stealing it, and they actually end up getting 2 kills overall. And you're thinking like, okay, there's probably a chance that Weibo could get back into the game actually, but it didn't actually pan out that way. It just panned out to the fact that they ended up losing Baron, but they got 2 kills. I was like, okay. Then this part of the game, they see them, and then they can't really do anything. SOFM nearly misses out on getting hit by that bubble. Actually, he starts getting more chunked off. Angel just gets absolutely shredded right there. SOFM gets completely destroyed in that moment in the game. Then you have the Shy kind of not really doing much. And then where's the part of the game where they actually try to aggress onto them? I think it was right here. I think it's right here where they try to actually be aggressive onto them, or you see, yeah. I'm pretty sure it's this part of the game. Oh no, this is part of the game where BLG are at the Baron. They get the Baron, and it's like, okay, I'm pretty sure this is the part where Weibo's going like, okay, yeah, we're getting fucked over hard, actually. Where's the part? Yeah, it's right here. Let me fast forward to this part right here for you guys. Give me 1 second, actually. So they get Baron. This is the part where, it was interesting seeing the Yumi pick. I'm not really too sure why they picked Yumi right here. They tried to get a pick onto Fofo, and then obviously he has to like snap back, and he didn't get killed at all. Angel's just under the tower and got pretty much just super hard chunked out, actually. Then you have, Breathe going in on Camille. Weibo looking like, okay, they could probably turn this around. They get a pick onto Breathe, actually. And then, GA ends up popping. And then you're probably thinking to yourself, like, okay, Weibo can, pull themselves back into this game. And then they stay mid lane. They try to actually get even greedier. I think they should have honestly just taken the tower overall, which is what they do. Yeah, okay, so I know I have the right play here. Okay, and then they kill off Doggo because Doggo did not look that good on the Ziggs. I think they just gave him Ziggs because, they realized that he wasn't really having that good of a performance on traditional ADC. So, putting him on a Ziggs was overall a whole lot better for him, actually. And you had WBG taking the Baron.
I know they put him on Ziggs because he's from Taiwan, so they don't trust him.
Oh, good lord. Actually, holy shit. Oh, my lord. Actually, hold on, guys. Give me a second. I think he stole it in this part, right? Give me 1 second. I think he stole it. Yeah, forgot the Shy gets the Baron, right? And then they collapse onto them. I get why they have to do Baron here. I get why they have to do Baron, but, like, it's one of these, like, lose-lose situations. They have to get Baron because, well, they don't get Baron, then it's their only real way back into the game. I think they probably should have played out the map a bit more because, like, the waves in top and mid are not set up at all for that, and it kind of felt like it was just a rush jump. And why was Doggo here? Somehow, how did Doggo get there? I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, how did Doggo even get there? Like, this guy was playing so boosted in the series, And I'm not saying Doggo is bad, guys. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that, there's players that'll look good when they're the best amongst, like, their competition, but when they face off against better competition, they just look kind of bad. Why did Doggo TP? Oh, my lord. Jeez. Why? Mercy on my soul. Mercy. Please, Doggo. For the love of God, use your eyes. I don't know why. He TP'd there, but it didn't matter because BLG ended up walking away with a victory. This BLG super team, this is the first best of 3 of the year. It's the first actual match, so I'm not going to say too much more about them because I haven't seen more of their fucking matches. But, I mean, it just kind of looked like they might all run into some issues of who wants to be the carry, who is going to get the resources. If Doggo can be what Viper is on EDG, I think that could be really good for them. But it's just going to depend on how Doggo gets a little bit more comfortable.
Props are almost holding him off during that fight.
That's the thing. Okay, what did you think about this? Okay, I forgot you didn't watch the series, actually. I forgot Angel played Akali in the series, and he looked something. He looked like a something, I'll say that.
Oh, Angel on Akali can either be like a fucking disaster or great. So which one? It's usually disaster. Which one is it?
It was a disaster. It was a disaster. I don't know why he picked Akali. I don't know why, but that's the thing. We'll have to see more of this BLG.
You don't put Angel on Akali.
That's the thing. We'll have to see more of this BLG super team, actually. But those were the LPL best of 3s that I wanted us to look at this week. Will we have more Cloud9 podcasts where we talk about more LPL matches, actually? It just depends on if I can get enough of them that I can watch at a certain moment in time where I can talk to them with you guys. I know that Rookie is on V5. LNG started 2-0, but there's some games I can't talk about right now because I haven't really fully watched them. But yeah, those are the interesting matches that a lot of people were looking at. You had that hype up match of the week with BLG versus Weibo. I mean, it was pretty exciting, actually. I mean, a lot of the LPL games are very exciting overall. So, the meta right now is looking pretty exciting, and I can't wait to see what the LPL, has to offer more because it's 7 days a week. So, me, I love me getting my league 7 days a week, actually, when the season starts up. All right. So, the last topic is not going to be LPL related. So, if you're actually from North America, then you're going to know what this actually means. So, TSM owner Reginald actually got in trouble, actually. And there was an article that got put out. So, there's some sort of
fuck. I hope he gets sued as fuck.
Oh my lord, Sean is crazy. Okay.
Fuck him.
I think .esports has it because I usually use them for like a lot of the trusted information because they really usually put out all. And by usually, it's always 99.9% mostly always accurate. So that's why I use them. Actually, I leave that 1% up because there's given moments that they could have probably did it, but I haven't noticed. I don't really give a fuck actually. So here we go. Give me a moment. I'm gonna bring up right here for you guys. So this is just about TSM right now. Yeah, overall, I enjoy while watching the LPL 7 days a week. For the LPL, when we ever have like shows live like this, it's only gonna be on the matches that are actually like entertaining, of teams that are actually well known, like RNG, FPX, BLG now because they have a super team. Weibo, other teams like LNG are exciting to look at. So just want to make sure give you guys some variety in this as well. But this won't be a constant thing with the LPL teams. I just think it's always good to always have this every once in a while. Now, I do actually have to watch the LCK games. I haven't got a chance to watch that. But yeah, as you guys already know, we'll talk about LEC and LCS on Tuesday, 5:30 p.m. PST, actually. So this is what happened with Reginald, and I want to make sure I put this article a bit bigger, actually, and we go over it for you guys. All right, so this is the last one we'll talk about, and then we'll head out of here. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so Riot is reportedly investigating TSM CEO Reginald over alleged workplace misconduct, bullying.
I don't think I've ever heard that before and never will again. Bullying allegations being investigated.
The 29-year-old owner has been one of the more controversial figures in the LCS.
Shit. Fuck him. I'm just saying, if he died tomorrow, I wouldn't be sad.
So, Sean, yeah, you might need to go to church, actually.
No, that would make it worse. Fucking priest molesting me.
Oh, my Lord. TSM CEO Reginald has been under the spotlight for the majority of his career. But now the 29-year-old owner is being investigated by Riot Games for alleged bullying and verbal abuse toward his employees and players, according to Wired's Cecilia Di Antasio. And it's quoted right here. We are aware of the allegations made about the CEO/owner of TSM, Riot Games said in a statement to Wired. As the league operator, we have engaged the law firm of Melvini and Myers LLP to conduct an independent investigation into claims of misconduct made against the leader of this team in accordance with standard league process. The LCS investigation was launched near the end of last year after claims surfaced about Reginald's alleged mistreatment of his players and employees. Former TSM AD carry and North American League of Legends star Doublelift, for example, voiced his complaints about Reginald and his treatment of current and former players this past November.
I'm sorry, this is just sad, though. All this shit about Reginald and TSM, the fucking plague of esports, have done nothing good. All right, they haven't won shit in 2015, and they won't again. Fuck you, bitch. Anyway, this is known about in the public since like 2013. But no, it's on until fucking the TSM fans fuckboy Doublelift says something, and now it's like known about. Like, fuck you, you fucking fake esports motherfuckers.
Oh my
Lord.
Lord.
Don't do any research in the scene.
You'd be fucking surprised at how many of your favorite familiar faces in the LCS had a legitimate mental breakdown because of how badly they were getting berated, how badly they were just getting verbally assaulted, Doublelift said during a November stream.
And this was known about for ages, but no, not until he said it, no.
The report also said that a handful of individuals who have worked for TSM claimed that the organization's... Sorry, guys. Sorry. I'm kind of tired here. The report also said that a handful of individuals who have worked for TSM claim that the organization is dominated by a culture of fear and that Reginald would berate employees for hours, sometimes over minor mistakes. One employee claimed that the CEO would call some people worthless or stupid, and that he tried to make examples out of some staff by publicly yelling at them. Okay. Reginald did tell Wired that he needs to work on his delivery. Oh my fuck.
Fuck
that
you.
Says it right there. That says it right there.
Fuck you.
That
buddy.
says it right there. He pretty much blatantly admitted right there. He did what the Doublelift said. He admitted it right there.
Yeah, listen.
How do you incriminate
Reginald...
yourself? What investigation do you have to have when a man says it right here? Reginald says, Reginald did tell Wired that he needs to work on his delivery. Remember what Doublelift said?
If I ever see Reginald in public, you're going to have to hold me back from punching him in the face.
they're doing an investigation. This guy just fucking indoctrinates himself or some shit.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
No,
He's
yeah,
like,
I don't know if you. There was like this episode of Judge Judy where
I
there was
used
like
to watch that show.
that was
Actually.
like
Yeah, I
a
used to watch
stolen case, and that she was like, "What was in the purse that was stolen, ma'am?" And she's like, "A phone, a phone, what was it?" She said like a phone, charger, money, and then the two people defended them that just said, "There was no money in the purse, ma'am."
Oh my God.
That's basically what Reginald just did.
I mean, hey, like, I'll say this: props to being a man and admitting what you did. I mean, that takes some.
That's not a man. Man, fuck you.
I mean, hey, dude,
Fuck
some people would lie in the situation. Some people would.
All right, if you're on the fucking road, Reginald, and I'm in my car, I'm not gonna hesitate.
Okay. Oh my God, Sean's a crazy
fuck
man.
you.
Oh my Lord. Okay, so, guys, sorry about that. I wanted to grab one of my drinks right here. I need an energy drink to stay awake.
Yeah, at least you're not as bad as Tej Dollywall and Andy Signor. That's what I'll say.
Reginald did tell Wired that he needs to work on his delivery and that he's working to improve the way he communicates with his team and those around him. If that doesn't, oh my Lord. I can't do it with some of these people. You know, hey, at least he's pretty much admitting to what he did wrong. I mean, at the end of the day, I guess that's the most you can really ask for, right? I mean, but
no.
he pretty much verbatim right here admits that it's true.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's like O.J. Simpson pretty much admitted it after he got
off. But he still believes that there's no room for underperformance, and if he believes someone isn't delivering, he won't be scared to voice that.
Okay, you're just confirming it. Nice job, buddy.
Like, okay, we'll talk about this after you finish the article. The North American Players Association has reportedly spoken with multiple people who say they've witnessed or experienced Reginald's alleged verbal abuse. A TSM spokesperson told Wired that the team launched its own investigation into the issue by creating an independent subcommittee and signing on separate legal counsel and an independent investigator. The team plans to announce its findings later this month.
Are you fucking kidding me? We're going to be investigating the Reginald bully allegations. The investigator will be Reginald.
Investigator Reginald, actually. So let's read this right here, guys. A TSM spokesperson told Wired that the team launched its own investigation. TSM launched their own investigation into their CEO and owner. How do you think that went?
Oh, all right.
Did people actually read this when it was presented? A TSM spokesperson told Wired that the team launched
Benjamin,
its
he's
own
still working on it after 10 years since he first came into the scene.
Yep. Like, oh, Lord, Reginald, what are you doing, man? Okay, so here, I'm not batting for him, right? But I'll say this.
Yes, I am.
If you're an owner and your employees aren't getting the job done the way you see fit, yes, as the owner, you do have some sort of the right to voice that. That's not the issue. You know, it's just more like how you voice that is why people probably would be very mad at you. You know, like you're an owner. Yeah, for sure. You have to make money. And yes, your employees need to do everything you say and whatever you say. That there's no ifs, ands, ors, or buts. I 100% agree with that. I do. I 100% agree that if you're an owner or a CEO or boss, you should get the most out of your employees and they should be performing or doing whatever you need for your organization at the very tippity top of how you want it done. No ifs, ands, ors, or buts. It just comes off as like how you voice that, you know, like how do you actually voice it to people? Now, there's been so many situations of Reginald being of his bullying misconduct. I can't personally have ever interacted with him. There was one time I went to the LCS and me and my friends were literally sitting right above him in the seatings. Actually, that's one time I've actually physically seen him before. You know, now my interactions with him, I mean, I didn't even say hi to him, actually, because I was kind of scared of him about the stories that other people had told on other shows, you know, but I'm just kidding, actually. I'm just fucking kidding, you know, but I saw him
Yeah.
I didn't actually interact with him ever.
Are you gonna tell a story with your friends saying about Mithy?
Yeah, that's because he was talking some mad shit. Literally, we're literally next to him. I can physically touch him if I wanted to. I can literally touch Reginald if I wanted to, right? Not sexually, obviously. Just poke him, kind of thing, right? He was saying Mithy was playing so shitty on Orange back when TSM was like Mithy and Sven, and Orin was the support in the meta at that time. He's like, Mithy's playing so bad, and he just looked over, and I got so scared, man. I was fearing for my life right there, actually. But Reginald has been talked about in a bad way for this kind of verbal abuse by a lot of people, actually. Sven said similar things,
Oh, you're back just in time.
Casually, Warren just resurfaces. Actually,
yeah, he has to defend Reginald here.
So I don't know.
No.
Hi, Warren.
What's going on?
Hey.
So there's been so many people that have
Yeah, listen, I've interacted with Reginald before a couple.
Yeah, and I've interacted with fucking Selena Gomez.
Oh no, I actually have, just on another alias, and I have interacted with the brand many times, and many moderators many times, and many other people part of TSM. They all can actually jump out of a fucking plane. Okay. Literally a fucking plague upon this earth.
Okay, Zen, Doublelift, Bjergsen, okay, so I'll break it down like this. Reginald's bullying and misconduct has been talked about in the LCS for so long. You know how many horror stories you hear about TSM? I'll even go maybe on a future show and even go to specific points they're talking about Reginald. And it's pretty darn, a lot of people have very similar stories. You have the Dyrus clip where he's berating Dyrus, and Dyrus just has a big mental, not a mental breakdown, outburst. Right?
Yeah, and he was in the right. What the fuck? He was just bitching while he was trying to fucking play.
Then you have the X special thing where you made him cry. That video I saw before they actually deleted that video. I actually saw that. I saw the video and I actually wanted to punch
what
him.
video?
There's a video he made X special cry a long time ago when the whole
X
TSM.
Special?
Yeah, he made X special cry actually before. No one can watch the video now because they deleted it. I don't have any links to it, but I did see that video, and I wanted to, man, if I was in that situation, I would not be the nicest guy you'd be seeing right here. There's the stories of Reginald just coming in and, trying to, remember that was that old narrative that if TSM was doing bad, Reginald would just come in.
There's still videos of it.
Yeah, there's all types of videos of this guy being an asshole. But that's the thing, guys, is bosses are going to be assholes. I'm not trying to make excuses, right? I'm not doing that, but that's just in the nature of what bosses are. They kind of have to be assholes to get the job done. That's just the nature of it. Now, depends on how you go about that. Some people just can't handle that environment. Some can. But this is a consistently very leading track record of this guy going a little too far, actually.
A little?
And by a little, I mean a lot. I mean a lot.
Yeah,
actually.
no, a lot.
Okay, going way overboard. I mean, going overboard.
No, in the fucking pits of hell, and on
the pits of hell,
and on a hourly basis. Right? Fuck.
Didn't Doublelift told a story on stream where he said that Bjergsen, Reginald's friend Duncan, and him had a meeting of how they wanted to stop Reginald from fucking getting into their shit,
berating them. Yeah, him, Duncan, licks his asshole, and he said, and Bjergsen.
So if by what Doublelift said is true, Reginald's own very close friend saw some shit, and he was like, "Okay, I gotta get him to stop doing this." Bjergsen, the player that's played on TSM since 2014 spring.
Yeah, actually, please don't bring up shit like Loco Doco or right. That's called fucking Stockholm syndrome or whatever you fucking call it with an abuser.
The way he treated Loco Doco,
the way he abuses people, and then they but he does it in this way where then it's these old buddies with him at
I'm not gonna. I've spoken on the matter, and I told my friend. If people can talk up about #MeToo, they could have talked up before. I'm not saying that Reginald should get scot-free. There's a line of accountability. However, people talk up. My thing is that how he's the only one that has his dirty laundry out there, right? What about all the other ones? Nobody says any. Nobody tells you about like what Fnatic does, how Carlos has. Because, and I'm sure when you have a company and you're a CEO, just like a superstar. I'm not saying Reginald's a superstar, or if you're a movie star, a basketball player, whatever. You have an ego. You're toxic. What? How many great league players aren't toxic? How we don't know what goes behind closed doors. Now that being said, my thing is, if Double Lifts felt so bad, right? And this is a fair statement. Why not? Why never? Don't go back to the old ever.
Yeah, we have to bring that up too. If this man hated this dude so much, why after the Team Liquid get rid of him, he went straight back to TSM? He's going back to Reginald's organization.
Exactly.
I get it. His girlfriend, probably soon to be wife, eventually works there as a president. But if he's this bad, why would you ever go back there?
Also,
because
if Reginald's so bad, why would he keep
know
Lena?
This before. He would know this before, right, guys? Because I get it. You guys might not have been watching back then. Doublelift played on TSM before you guys saw him in that summer split where he won with them. He played on there for a couple of years, actually. Played on there since 2016. Yeah, 2016, 2017, actually. So he knows how Reginald is. This man knows. This is stuff he specifically knows. And all the players tell him this stuff. All these players talk. Don't even fret when people say they don't talk. Get the fuck out of here. They all talk, you know? But Doublelift said on stream that, Sword Art was telling him certain things about what Reginald was doing. These stories have been out there from TSM for years. I'm just shocked it's now getting attention.
That's
what I'm talking about. TSM brainlets for you. All right, Vegas.
These stories have been known for years, but
yeah, but
all
Sean,
of a sudden now because Doublelift says something.
Yeah, you can't you telling me even if it's esports, this is an industry where Travis Gafford gets inside scoop. You tell me Travis Gafford didn't know stuff about Reginald, the guy
he can't do that. Remember, because if he does that on Reginald, he won't be getting any interviews from any TSM players. That's the thing. You see?
Yeah, but
if you do that,
if
you do that very ethical thing, which is what you're saying is the correct thing to do, then he won't be getting interviews.
So shouldn't he? But he could literally give anonymous names. So he's in the wrong too. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying
no, dude, you're right. I agree with you.
I'm not saying Reginald is for instance, if he hates Doublelift so much, he would fire Lena. Like, no, yeah, your boyfriend ratted me out. Produces, get out of here. I'll replace you. Why is he keeping her there? What, to show face? No. If you don't like someone, my problem is that how come Reginald has everything out there? He's even admitted it. He said he's changed. I don't know. We can't assume, but we need to get all the facts. That's the same thing we do for other things too.
When it comes to people telling, you'll have your buddies, right? And they'll tell you a story, but then you're like, okay, tell me more. Because you have to have context when it comes to a lot of things too. Because guys, I'm not saying what he did ever was right or what happened because I wasn't there. But I know people. And when I know people, I feel very well. I guarantee you guys have friends, right? Well, not probably you two because you're the fucking losers. But, I guarantee you guys have had friends, right? Where they'll tell you a story and then you'll get the other part of the story from someone else. And it's completely different from what that person has told you. I'm not saying what they said is wrong or right or whatever the situation is. I'm saying is without context, you'll never really understand the full thing. And also we weren't there, and the difference with esports is, you have this guy who's your boss and he's paying you. And, back in the day, well, difference now is they have facilities, right? Well, back in the day, you had gaming houses and shit like that. So, that probably brought in more levels of toxicity, and you have to kind of factor in it's just a lot different now versus what it was back then when the scene was growing, basically going from nothing to gaming houses to facilities and having all these multi-million-dollar sponsorships coming to the league. And it's one of these things where an individual will have a certain thing happen to them, but then they'll only give you a point of view from them and will only say things from their memory because this is how people work, right? But it could be completely different from what the actual story was because everyone has biases when it comes to those things, right? Because I can tell you a recollection of events that I remember, but it's not going to ever be the full story though because everyone always says I have the full story. We don't know the full story because no one's ever said a full story because if they say a full story, it could really hurt your chances of getting signed to the team, working for an organization.
And I just have one thing to bring up. If Reginald's so bad, and let's be honest, TSM is not as it was since 2017.
Yeah, they're even worse.
Oh my lord!
Right? No, Sean's right. Sean's right. I'm not gonna try to debate it because he's just being a troll, and I'm not in the best of moods to go back and forth with him.
You need a hug, Warren?
No, not really. So my thing is, it's not like TSM is the big dog there anymore. Why are they still signing these people? Why are people like if you've heard this so much, it's like
it's crazy.
Apologies to any women out there. It's like a woman going back to an abusive husband. Why are you going back? Stop it! Don't go back. Like Sven Skaren left, and he stayed. He never came. He never went back.
It's literally mentally insane. The fact that if it's this bad for people, they wouldn't be working for him either. Like that's why I factor in. He runs a multi-million-dollar esports organization, right? Like I get it. And there's employees there. Obviously, they invested a lot into like facilities and all sort of stuff, right? Guys, what I'm saying is like I don't. These stories are so consistent. I believe everyone when they say he probably did these things. I believe you. I believe you. But the problem here is I would like the full story because someone could be made out to be a monster, right, to the public without the full context of the story, you know? Everyone likes to like fucking knee jerk something they don't fully understand when you hear it from a biased point of view from how someone else saw a situation from their point of view and how they feel about handling those situations though. Because let's just face it though, some people are just fucking soft pussies. It's just what it is. Some people are just fucking soft pussies. Now, I don't agree with just running down and berating someone. Obviously, no. But if you're in the work environment, sometimes you got to just toughen up a little bit. Now, I've never agreed with berating someone. I'll never agree with that. But that's just how some bosses are, you know? Is it wrong or right? That's not how workforce is. Work is not dictated by wrong or right. Work is dictated by you getting your job done, you getting paid, going the fuck home. That's what work is dictated by, you know? I'll say this, like, a lot of people in the scene from, not the ones I've interacted with, but just from, like, people online and shit like that, a lot of people are just really fucking sensitive, honestly. They're just really sensitive. They don't know how to handle any situation at all, and they get so upset at little things, and they just kind of freak out. Now with esports, it's different because, you know, like you're more close quarters with like who you work with and who your boss is and like team structure and all of those stuff, right? So that's just how I personally see the situation. I don't know what'll come about the situation though. And let's be honest here, he gets in trouble. What's gonna really happen to him? They're not kicking TSM out. They're not gonna kick Reginald not stepping down as owner.
If it's that bad, he might step down, someone replace him, or he just pays fines. But my thing is like, how come we don't look at like other orgs that like when CB Max
Adam
did
wrote
this
a tweet longer. Adam wrote a tweet longer, and he said the Fnatic management treated him like shit. Those were his direct words. Fnatic management treated me like shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I can believe it.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, why? I'm not giving Reginald a pass. I'm saying like everybody's like is like being that witch hunt mob when there's other witches in the esports industry. It's just people don't say anything.
And I'll be honest with you, Doublelift, like I've met Doublelift before, but there's been a lot of track record with Doublelift being toxic himself. Actually, you know, that's something there too. Like he said, he's changed, and I believe him too. You know, I've talked to him. He seems like a pretty nice guy to a certain extent. That I've never got a chance to see another side of him, right? But you know, Double has had his fair share of maybe it being toxic too. Like he has gotten kicked from some teams for being toxic himself.
Yes,
you know,
we're not defending some other esports owners and players like Double F. Definitely not.
It's just like
Reginald's one of the worst of them all.
Is he though?
Yep.
Is he?
Yep, he's up there with Carlos,
Sam Matthews.
But again, why are you gonna? If someone is so bad, you don't go back. You don't even
people have like, you know, abuse, shock, cold,
even
fucking syndrome, whatever you call it.
Let's not even use that. Why are players still going? Like the LPL players that they sign, they can make more money in China. You and I agree with that. So why are you coming over here?
Who knows? Maybe
Exactly.
they promise some like
well, they'll promise it's one of these things where you sell them a bill of goods. You say everything's gonna work out, everything's gonna be so good, you know.
Like because you know that's like a guaranteed world spot if everything works out. Because if it's a weaker region.
MSK Sean, LPL is the best region. These players,
but a lot of those players don't do as well because it's a big region and it's the best. So
but there's 16 teams that they can make up and make them. Like who saw LNG coming from nowhere? Yeah, they had players, right? But who saw Ale? That's my point. Like the LPL has such a farm system, and China has a lot of money since Tencent or whatever. I'm not excusing that. I'm saying like. We don't know, like, for instance, Dardock's situation with Dig. We don't know what happened there, right? We don't know what happened.
Everyone says Dardock is toxic, but we don't really ever see, like, video content of what actually happened, though, because context matters in a lot of this stuff, too. Like, so someone could have a story about Reginald from their biased point of view, but it's their point of view. We don't know what really actually brought on an argument of them to get yelled at. We don't know.
If Reginald's so bad, remember, there's a clip of Azale saying, "Oh, we haven't heard anything bad from Dardock since when he was on that spring split."
That was bullshit.
It's bullshit.
No. Dardock wasn't an issue.
Sean,
that was like one of the few times where a player was an issue instead of Reginald.
No, I'm saying the thing was that after he left, there was lots of issues, but we didn't. Of course, we didn't share it in our videos, and we try to handle it behind closed doors. That's what I'm saying. Like, we don't know. I want Reginald to be accountable, and he's clearly started. He gives his PR statement, whatever. It might be half-assed, but if he gets accountability, good. I want to see him. I'm not saying that he should.
There's no accountability.
But don't make it sound like G2, Fnatic, all the big orgs. They don't.
Oh yeah, no. They're toxic too. I agree. They are toxic too.
It's just that we don't know.
I'm just surprised because I'm gonna wrap this up because I gotta head to bed for work in the morning. It's just I'm just surprised that this is now coming out when I have heard and I've watched so much league content, interviews, podcasts, whatever you call it. I've heard so much shit about this person.
Yeah,
I'm just surprised now it's coming out. Now it's
it should have been exposed back in like 2015.
Oh, I just want to say
crazy.
Go ahead, dude. This is not Reginald related. I was right about team vitality.
Hey, we were right. MSK was wrong.
Hey, Excel performed better, and I was right about them.
Hey, Excel did not perform well. What are you fucking talking about? Fuck off. Excel can go fucking.
Hey, they had gold leads.
Oh, they can eat shit. God, but yeah, I told you, Finn is solid though. But whatever. And we were right about Team BDS. So it's just that X Maddie and Adam. Are only in LEC because they were carried by Upset and Target Moss, and they're dragging the team down. But the other three are doing fantastic, as we predicted.
Just letting you guys know, we're gonna have another episode of Cloud9 Podcast on Tuesday, 5:30 p.m. Let me check the schedule on it right now. We're gonna have the LEC and LCS recaps with Warren and Sean. Later on this week, actually. They won't be as long as last year's, though. They're going to be like 20 minutes or less, honestly. So the next Cloud9 podcast, 6:30 p.m. PST this Tuesday. So after this Tuesday with that Cloud9 podcast, the regular Cloud9 podcast will be on Mondays at like 6:30 p.m. PST, actually. That's when the regular Cloud9 podcasts are actually going to be 6:30 p.m. PST after this week, But it's been great having the LPL, LCK, LEC, LCS back,
It's something quick.
Yeah, sure.
Not leave. I have jury duty Wednesday, but I don't know what's going to happen from there.
Ooh, is it good or bad, personally?
Oh, well, you go in and then you figure in by the end of the day, you're in a case. You might be there for the whole day. You might be for the whole week.
True.
I don't know. I'm just letting you guys as I got a jury, and then you got it. It's government.
So, were you doing anything tomorrow?
No.
The watch party.
It depends. When I get finished moving. Like when I finish moving, if you guys are up late, we could probably do the recaps actually, right? But I have to watch the rest of the games too. The recaps for the LEC and the locking tournament. Just the condensed one. Yeah, because like I haven't got a chance to watch all the games and I can't really give an opinion on shit I haven't really watched fully. I've watched a good amount. I just haven't watched everything, and I'll make sure I want to watch everything. And I still have to watch the LCK games. I literally have to bookmark the fucking LCK games actually in my playlist so I can fucking watch them actually. Because last year I only watched like Genji, Damwon, and T1 actually. I didn't really watch like anyone else, but this year I kind of want to make sure I watch a bit more to kind of understand like how strong the teams are. But yeah, guys, that's it. So you guys know after this week, the Cloud9 podcast will be on Mondays, 6:30 p.m. PST, every Monday, and we'll cover LEC and the LCS together. We might have other shows like this specifically, just centered on like either the LPL or maybe the LCK consistently. Just depends on when I have enough time actually. But yeah, guys, that's it. See you guys later. Like, comment, subscribe. Most of all, enjoy. If you are watching this actually on the replay, make sure you subscribe if you're new, like the stream, and then also consider giving me all your fucking money, actually.
Consider buying a t-shirt from I Am Germ.
So I'm okay. See you guys later. Goodbye. I'm the Nightwing, and I am signing out, guys. And goodbye and peace. Holy shit.
See you soon.
See you later.